Okay, I'm doing this video on April the 8th. It's that eclipse time. And these folks love to spend money. I ain't got that kind of money. So, they got all these people here waiting on that thing on that feed. That's probably exactly where they're at right there.
How are things going there? What a cool idea.
Things are
I'm
going
gonna go
great
to these
here.
feeds
I
here.
mean, we were 2 days ago, our forecast was looking
Let's see
horrible.
here.
We were supposed to have storms all day, and it is an absolutely gorgeous day. You know, it's a beautiful day we've had all year, so we
Looks
feel
like
really
Niagara Falls. I guess
So
they're
what
gonna
are
have
you guys doing
they're
in
gonna have
terms of
a
attracting
camera
people
there
in?
too.
I mean, I love Arkansas, and
Let's
people
see
love to
here.
go there anyway. But it seems like you guys are
Lottery,
slammed right
that's
now.
off.
Obviously, the brewery making fun
Okay,
ideas.
there's
That's
Niagara
gotta
Falls.
sort of lighten the situation a little bit.
Yeah, they cashing in all right.
We specifically made a beer for the Eclipse. It is called Total Eclipse of the Heart. We partnered with the Science Foundation.
I assume that right there.
They created something
That's
called
right there,
In the
but I
Path
don't
to
think that's
Totality
a
Initiative.
that looks
They
different there.
partnered with nonprofits and museums and downtown Main
There we
Street,
go.
all across the path to totality. And they last January decided that they also wanted to partner with
I'm gonna stick it over on NASA here in a minute.
At that time, didn't even have a plan yet. Asked us if we were interested in being involved in this project, and we immediately said yes. So we, along with other breweries,
that's a live feed there somewhere.
Everybody has their own unique recipe, but
Let me turn that volume up on this TV.
So everybody who created the beer for this project has the timestamp
ain't no sound
on the front of their can. So ours is 1:52 p.m.
How cool is that? You've got the timestamp and our Eclipse of the Heart. Obviously a play in Arkansas. Such an awesome idea and way to celebrate today. Are you seeing people from all over?
Let me go through this audio thing here.
Far away? Yes, we have had people from all over the world here. So it has been really cool to host everybody, and our tap room has been packed all weekend, and we're also partnering with our downtown Main Street and the River Market and Argenta and Little Rock, where we have our beer for sale everywhere.
Ain't nothing with
it. It flows up a mist column that is omnipresent.
Actually, there's a NASA feed.
So one of the things that Eclipse watchers want to see is...
Are you inside? I can't see that close. Is it outside? Is it, do you guys have...
That's unusual. There's a NASA feed on 105 West.
Yeah, I'm outside of our tap room right now.
Okay.
It is...
Well, there was.
75 degrees, sunny. We have a few clouds in the sky, but it is really clear. I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather, especially in Arkansas.
And one of the cool things, Cassie, here is when totality happens, the weather will actually cool. It could go down 10 to 15 degrees.
Oh, I love the energy. We can use this
Actually,
energy
it's
to
on
blow
the
the
VA
clouds out of
channel.
here. As our
It's not a
camera
feed,
backs
it's just a
out,
regular
you're looking
VA
at Terrapin
channel.
Point, and this is the lawn here. It's roughly the size of a football field. And everybody who is here, a lot of people came in at 6 a.m. this morning. They currently cut off the park from...
I ain't got nothing. I guess I'll go outside the video when it maxes out and see what all I can get. I can point it toward the sun because it'll burn the lens.
1,000 feet away. Niagara Parkway is lined with people.
Oh yeah, Niagara. They out there at Niagara Falls spending all that money.
Appreciate our Canadian friends who have joined us. Now, this are Canadian friends who have joined us.
Okay, I'm gonna stick it over here on NASA. Over here. On this here while they go to an ad, I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over to NASA. On this other TV here. Let's see.
The mannequin who flew around the moon during the Artemis 1 test flight in 2022 was on display. Our partners at the Canadian Space Agency
go through these feeds here. I might do a scan here in a little bit.
NASA experts from the Kennedy Space Center gave presentations and talks
103 West.
at places like Niagara Aerospace Museum and libraries across the area. The outreach was a huge success, with thousands of people participating in the events and passing through our exhibits. We just want to thank everyone who came out to see us at all our locations, and we hope you left a little inspired about space exploration and a little wiser about all
This
NASA's
is regular
missions.
stuff. Well,
Okay,
let's see
coming
what
up,
court
we've got a
thing.
very special guest for you who's going
I figured
to
they'd have
share
a
their perks
video up
with
there,
us.
but they ain't got
CSA
nothing on there.
astronaut Jeremy
They just
Hansen,
doing
he's
these
going
court
around the star today,
things.
the moon. Not the star, the sun, the moon. The star of the show, I
Okay.
should say. He's going to be here. He's interacting with the public. We're going to get his thoughts on totality along
Let's
with
see what we
everybody
got
else who
here.
is here. And we're pumped and
103
excited. Right, everybody?
West.
We ready for Eclipse? I'm really excited. All right,
We're
now
on
to send
117
800 miles
West
to the
now.
northeast to
Ain't
my
nothing
colleague
on there.
Angelique Perry, who is in Holton, Maine, where
Bunch
I
of
hear
pigs.
you have some pretty good weather.
Hello, Daryl, and welcome everybody to Maine. That's right, we do have some great weather. We are here in Maine, and actually we're about 3 miles away from the Canadian border, and also about the last stop on I-95 North. So we're the northmost spot for today's Eclipse broadcast, at least in the
There
United
we
States.
go. That's another spot. That's
from
on one of
way
the
up north.
Spanish
Just like
channels.
Daryl said, we do have some excellent weather here in Maine today. We've been here for a couple of days, and it's actually been pretty wintry right up until
Alright,
about
I'm gonna
yesterday.
stick this
We had
over on-
snow.
Let's see
it was
what they're
pretty
doing on
cold.
97
You know what?
West
Today,
KU.
the sun is out, the skies are blue, and it's looking like perfect conditions for an eclipse, or as the Mainers would say, wicked good weather. Now, we're actually
Ain't
standing
nothing
here
on
in
here.
Market Square in
Oh,
Maine,
that's
and
just a
we
bunch of
are
recording
outside of the
stuff on
Temple Theater,
97 West.
where
KU.
it's actually been in operation since 1919. Over the last 150 years of its operation, it's seen everything from silent films
They wouldn't have
to
nothing
burlesque
on here.
shows, and
Just
today
a bunch of
it's got a more
recorded stuff.
celestial show with the eclipse. Now, the last eclipse to
97
come
West
through Maine was
KU.
actually in 1963,
Same old stuff.
and that eclipse was only visible for about a minute. In contrast, today's eclipse will be visible for at least just about 3 minutes.
bet they
or
ain't
so,
looking at
everyone
no
here is
eclipse.
going to have a lot of time to take in the celestial show, really soak in the event. And the
No,
next
they ain't
eclipse won't be
looking at no
coming through Maine
eclipse
until
on there.
2079.
They just
So,
walking around
makes
in
a
a
lot of sense
circle.
that we've got a lot
Like
of
they
people
always
here
do.
really excited to see this once in a generation opportunity.
99 West.
We're all excited. I know everybody here is excited. So we'll be here waiting for the moment that we've all been waiting for.
We're on
the
97
eclipse.
West,
With that,
90
back over to you, Megan.
99 West C-band.
Hey, thank you everyone. It was really cool to see everyone
Ain't
along
much
the path
on
of
there
totality.
either.
You can tell
That
we're
really
covering
is.
a large swath of land because everybody's in different kind of
That's
attire.
dead. I
You
didn't
know,
do
you have
another
short
rescan.
sleeve shirts
Get that off
somewhere,
there.
and then you have like Daryl, who's
Okay.
who it looks
That's all
very,
we
very
got
cold,
lined.
and
Looks
he
like
does
a-
have some cloud cover, so I hope
that
that
old
does
feed right
kind of
there
clear out
after
for
that
him.
dad
I feel like
come
we've
off.
covered all of those levels
Looks
of
like
weather
a-
over the last day and a half. That's true.
Looks like a windy shade.
But it's looking nice now, so that's great. And actually, if you were watching
Okay,
our
we're
screen
on
here, we just
101
had
West
a
C,
view
man.
of the
Just the
eclipse
same old
in
regular stuff.
Mazatlan, Mexico. In about 10 minutes, that's when we'll start seeing totality in that area. And in that time, the U.S.'s top
They got
doctor
another
is
10 more
encouraging
minutes in
everyone
certain
to
areas.
try
They're
and
gonna have
watch
a.
the celestial
It's gonna be
event
full
for
dark
our
in some
physical
areas.
and mental
About 10
well-being.
minutes from now. Let's see
Hi
here,
everyone, I'm U.S.
TV.
Surgeon General Dr. April. I'm thrilled to be joining you today as you gather to experience a
We
truly
on that.
awe-inspiring event.
We on
The
the
last chance
VA
that we'll have
channel.
to see
No, no,
total
yep,
solar
that's the
eclipse
VA
in the
channel.
contiguous
They just got a
United
NASA
States
feed
for the
up there.
next 20
This
years.
is VA
The sun
channel.
is a universal source of
VA
light and
105
life.
West.
It contributes to our physical, mental, and emotional well-being, and it unites all of
So
us.
sometimes there's some good
Today, no
stuff.
matter where you're watching from, whether it's along the path of totality
All right, now
or
we're on
partial solar
127
eclipse,
West. Let's see if we can
you
get
are
anything
sharing
on
the
here.
experience with millions across the nation. And moments of connectedness like this truly matter. Last year, I issued a Surgeon General's advisory warning about the
Let's see
public
what
health
we got.
crisis posed by loneliness and isolation.
Yeah, they
I
talking
shared
about
that our connection with
that's the
one
VA.
another is
They
a
talking
powerful
about different
force
stuff.
that can help protect against the
On the
damaging
VA
physical
channel.
and mental health impacts of
All right,
loneliness.
let's see what we
What
got
better
covered
reason
up.
is there to come together with friends and loved ones than
Let's
to
see
share
what we
a
got.
once-in-a-generation experience like the solar eclipse? This is an
Yeah,
experience
that's
that will
the
stay with you
NASA UHD.
precisely because of the
NASA
awe that it
4K.
inspires.
It ain't
It
in
all allows
4K
us
on
to
this
step
TV.
outside of
You know.
ourselves, giving us fresh perspective
Let
and
me turn
opening
this
us up
one down right here. I'm gonna turn this one up.
Craters and features on the moon play a role in what viewers see on Earth when the moon blocks the sun. So why is that?
Good Scarlet. So yeah,
We
as
on
we-
NASA
the moon isn't
4K.
just a smooth marble. It actually has big high mountains and valleys, these craters. And as we approach totality, sometimes you'll hear people talk about Bailey's beads. And these are the
All right,
last
let
few
me go
moments
back
of
up
sun.
here. Go back up here to the weather.
Don't wait.
That's the weather channel.
Great to have you here.
NASA 4K.
If you plan to take more, if you send them in, hashtag Eclipse again. Okay, for
There's another, that's a NASA secondary. And there's a NASA again.
solar eclipse. And
This is just a duplicate here.
the heart of downtown Cleveland.
That's NASA 4K. And this is the regular NASA.
People who are just
Same
here
thing.
at the Great Lakes Science Center.
You see right there, it's 4K. When you look at your,
Because again, the
1280
last
by,
time this city
let's see. What do we got here? On the regular NASA, it's 1280,
in the path of totality.
1280 by 720. When you flip over here, it's 1380 by 2160
When it comes to
on your
NASA,
resolution,
labs
UHD
will
on
be
NASA
able to
4K.
think, laboratories can get canaveral
You see, that's a good clear picture right there. It ain't gonna pick it up on this
But there's a lot of research and
phone
engineering
here.
and testing that needs to happen before anything can
Probably looks the same on the phone.
power
You see a
vacuum
little,
chambers and a research aircraft
you'll see a
hangar.
little bit
And
of
that's why people from all over the world
degradation in
come to
that
NASA's
video
Flood
on the
Research
regular
Center.
NASA channel, but when you put it on the 4K channel, it looks way better.
Power, propulsion.
You ain't gonna pick it up on the phone
You
though.
need it for anything that's that.
We like to say the road to the moon goes through Ohio, and that's because our test facilities are crucial to advancing the Artemis program.
Part of our vision for going
They're
back
talking about the Artemis, they're running something else. They're just showing that right there in the
is having
corner.
a lunar gateway, a lunar space station that flies successfully around the moon and sustain astronauts there. And we are leading the
Yeah, they
In
switched.
Ohio, it's the only
Same
place in
thing.
the world where you can test a full-size spacecraft for all the extreme conditions of launch and spaceflight.
Right now, we have the Orion spacecraft.
But,
this is a spacecraft that actually went around the moon, but we're using it as a test article now
Let me turn
to
this
make
down.
sure that in the launch
There ain't
environment,
much going on.
that spacecraft is
It's,
safe.
When it comes to aviation,
looks like it's almost blocked out in
every US
Mexico.
plane has NASA Glenn technology on board, which makes your flight
all
cleaner,
right, let me
safer,
turn
and
this other
quieter.
feed back
Looking
up.
at solutions like electric and hybrid electric.
I'm gonna turn this one down.
That will reduce or give us different ways of converting energy that are cleaner.
Our center partners with a
I'm gonna
lot
turn
of
that down.
organizations to share NASA's discoveries.
And I'm gonna turn this one up here.
Excited about science, engineering,
This
technology.
is a spacecraft that actually went around the moon, but we're using it as a test.
That's the same thing as that. They just got that on a delay. That's the same exact thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this channel here. I ain't gonna watch the same thing. So that's the same thing right there as what's on there. Even though that's on satellite too, it's still a delay. That's off 105 West right there, off that VA channel. And that's coming off the NASA channel. That's about a 45-second delay.
Organizations to share NASA's discoveries or
I'm gonna go ahead. They just picking it up off NASA HD. Let's go back to these things here.
Of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where at this hour we have just entered the first phase of our partial eclipse, soon to be total eclipse.
Yeah, they got a bunch of people paying a bunch of money sitting up in them stands. Watch that eclipse. They're sitting up at the speedway watching this thing. Motor Speedway.
It's where speed, science,
That's what they do. They sitting up in here.
all alive.
Yeah, I mean, race cars and Eclipse. Like, does it get any better than that?
Nicole Rail is one of the lead scientists with NASA's heliophysics division. She'll be watching the eclipse here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
The
She tells us
Indianapolis
why
Motor
getting a better
Speedway.
view during an eclipse of
That's where
energy
they
coming
watch
from
it.
the sun's outer
I'm
atmosphere
gonna go outside in a minute see
is
if I can
so
see anything.
That energy sometimes can impact spacecraft that we have on orbit. Things like GPS and navigation, which I don't know if you're like me, I rely on my GPS like to
Alright.
get around my neighborhood, otherwise I get lost.
Let's see here. Looks like somebody's fixing to make a speech right there. Joe, let's see what's his name. Joe Blow, or what's his name? Mr. Joe Blow Magoo. Fixing to make a speech. Alrighty, let's go right there. They all, I guess they all monitoring off this NASA channel. I guess they got that feed right there. No, that's that feed right there. I bet they getting that feed off the feed to put on there. So everybody's using that feed there in the corner of their screen. So when you go through the channels, That feed right there in the corner of most of the screens, all the news channels are probably coming from right there off that feed right there on 87 West. Yeah, oh yeah, it is. See, it's right there in the corner. Let's see. See, there's a delay. See? So you'll see them come on about a few seconds. It's on here, then you'll see them come up on here in a minute, in a second. Because it's on the delay. See there. Or it may not be. That might be just a direct feed coming off there. I think that's a direct feed coming off there.
Sol todavía para largo y además en el momento de la penumbra también podremos
some kind of Spanish feed or something. Let's see here.
Miami. That's fine. I can get a sense of what it is. So right now, this is their okay.
Behind the scenes.
And we have no restrictions to say. Ramin, do you punch NASA? Just like the mass cam?
The mass cam.
Yeah. Do you punch the NASA feed like you do when I say, like, here's the mass cam view, for example?
A little behind the scenes stuff here on SES 2, I believe.
Yeah.
On 90,
yeah. You're gonna see
on 87 West.
If you need the router, Isla can tell you the router. RX Web 816.
Whatever he's talking about.
And right now is showing Junction, Texas.
Some kind of
just
techie stuff.
Yep.
Talking about a wild feed is what he's talking about again.
Google it. Is that us?
Yeah, that's us.
You on TV? Got your glasses in your mouth. Let me go through the channels here. See, I don't even know what that is. There's Durango Falls. There ain't nothing on that. Let me go back over here to Galaxy 16, see if there's anything on there.
$205.7.
These are all encrypted here. That's probably InfoWars there. I don't know why. It's just, there it is. That's the man right there. Let's see. Let's see if we get anything on 58 West. See if anybody's got something pointed on 58 West over here. Let's see here. That's in Mexico right there. There ain't nothing on there. Let me go back over here.
Gaza. Israel says it has been.
They ain't gonna show nothing overseas. I don't think it's showing anything overseas. What was that over there? Let's see. What do we got over here? Ain't doing nothing.
On Sunday about the situation. He said, the
odds of him stumbling and fumbling and falling on his face are a lot less, and that's true. That's true. That's just the numbers. But as you can see here.
Let's see what we got here. Hey, just some kind of, looks like over there in Mexico, I believe it's gonna go to a full thing. I don't want to put put that on there.
Said the military is preparing to move more than million
Looks like a
Palestinian
wild
civilians
feed.
out of Rafah
Some kind
and
of
then
feed
carry
there.
out an attack. Would you please clarify?
Let me get it off. Let's see what we got here. Oh, he's up there looking. I guess that's where it's fixing to get dark.
Try, yeah.
There you go.
You can mess around with mine, but mine was like not even good either.
Let's see what we got.
My camera.
Let's see what we got here.
Just push and pull. Yeah, this. You can push and pull that.
It's still going on.
It's gonna be hard to find it, but
it's still going on.
And then to
Wow.
focus in, I was having trouble. But mess around with it, see if you get better results.
Some kind of Mexico.
Hey, WSVN, how are you?
WSVN, sound like Nashville. Let's see here.
Okay.
Let me go to another channel here. That's the same thing right there. Let's see what we got here. All them people spending all that money sitting up there that raceway watching this thing. Well, they got more money than they got brains. He's sitting there watching it on his phone. Spend all that money watching it on your phone. Hold on. He said something. Let me see if I can get some audio on here. I ain't get no audio. Ain't no audio on here. There we go.
A total eclipse from Mazatlan, Mexico, sources CNN. Again, live now on Channel 4 and CNN Grid 4. This is a shot of the crowd in Mazatlan, Mexico, experiencing the first city in North America to see the total solar eclipse, source is CNN.
They spending all this money. Let's see here.
He's flying, so basically, Kelly, he is going to fly and try to chase down the shadow for as long as possible. Keep up with it as long as possible. Exactly. The shadow is much faster than the plane. However, they can chase it for a while and get an extra 2 minutes. So
Let's see here. They're going to burn their lens out of their phone. That's what they're going to do. Let's see here. He's going to burn his phone up. That's what's going to happen. That sun's going to flash back. He's going to burn his phone up. He's going to burn his lens up in his phone. Let me flip this over. I'm going to leave this sitting right here. And I'm going to flip this over on let's see if I can get this on. There we go. There we go.
You have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the sun, and for those watching, if you're interested in learning more with her, check out her.
See where that's coming from. Looks like it froze up.
And that QR code will pop up on the screen, and that'll take you straight to the episode. Again, look at that double box we got there. We're showing you amazing views during this broadcast. A big thank you actually to the Solar System Exploration Research Virtual Institute, or SERVI, for providing the telescope views from Mazatlan.
Yeah, the SERVI team.
Wherever that's at, it's dark.
But it's a collection of teams across the country and across the world that are sort of studying the intersection of science and exploration, helping us get ready for our next trip with humans to the moon.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, he might burn his phone up.
about to end in Mazatlan. Let's keep watching our screen right now for, again, what are we watching for, Kelly?
Let me flip this over on Alrighty. I'm gonna flip this back over on News Nation. Let's see here. Where are we at? Well, here we go, right there. Go back to 1. I believe it's on 1. Okay, there we go. There's a stadium right there. No, that ain't. That's some old Jimmy Swagger there. That's some old recording there. That's old Jimmy. That ain't no lie. That's old Jimmy Swagger. Let's see. Go back over here. There we go. I'm gonna turn this up right here.
Next time, even if it's in 2044, I probably need to start booking it now. I think that's it. You got it. Okay, joining me now is Professor
Let's see what we got here.
Harvard University. He's going to help us walk through what we're seeing here. Avi, it's always good to talk to you and to have a scientist from Harvard on with us. We're looking at the images from Mexico where you can start to see we had the partial eclipse, and now it's actually getting pretty dark in Mexico. Walk us through what's happening.
Yeah, so basically the moon is passing in front of the sun and it's blocking part of the sun. And the real coincidence is that the size that the moon occupies in the sky is similar to the size of the sun in the sky. It's not always true. It was not true in the past.
Yeah, they had these things every night. The only difference is it's in the daytime, it ain't at nighttime.
And there was never an annular eclipse when the moon size leaves the rim of the sun visible. The moon has a slightly elliptical orbit, so it's not always at the same distance from Earth. But if you go back in time, it was much larger and it covered the entire sun whenever there was an eclipse. And in the future, hundreds of millions of years from now, it will be possible to occult the sun. So we're really at a special time, and we should appreciate the beautiful view when we can see it. It's a complete coincidence that the moon has exactly the same size as the sun, roughly twice a year. It covers the sun somewhere on Earth. And it's a rare occasion, and that's why it's so thrilling to see it.
And it really is thrilling. You're right. Now that we're finally getting to see some of these images, Avi, talk me through the corona. And it's my understanding, that's the circle that we see. I think it's like the atmosphere of the sun when the moon is blocking the sun.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful sight. I mean, that's why we're hoping that the cloud comes
Ramin, I'm definitely gonna more specific to toss to NASA.
Right. So the sun is basically a ball of fire. It's powered by nuclear fusion. Hydrogen atoms combine because the temperature is very large at the center. So when they collide with each other, they can fuse and eventually make helium and heavier elements. So it's a nuclear reactor. The sun is a nuclear reactor held together by gravity. And the edge of the sun, since it's not a solid body, it's just a very hot gas held together by gravity, there are eruptions at the surface of the sun, so to speak, and it's threaded with magnetic fields, and there are magnetic storms that eject hot gas
fall like a rock
and altogether the sun has a corona, a glowing, very dilute gas that is much hotter than the edge of the surface of the sun is roughly 5,700 degrees, but the corona is much more than that. It's a further a further 100 billion degrees, so it's really hot.
Let's see what we got over here.
We can see those flares.
People looking up, you can see them with their glasses on as well. Now, we've been talking about this most of the day, even leading up weeks in advance to this moment, specifically when it comes to the cloud cover and how much we were actually going to be able to see the solar eclipse because of the cloud cover. Right now, looking up, really not even a need for the glasses, unfortunately, because it's covered. Every time, though, you do get that break in the clouds, you hear some cheers from the crowd as well. Last I was able to check, because of the clouds a couple of minutes ago,
go out there with clouds,
right around
you don't need no glasses.
of the way full. I do want to show you this NASA cam here that they're shooting. You can see different parts of the totality path that they've been showing from Mexico, and now they've also been showing places in Texas as well. Already seeing that totality in Mexico, hoping to get some of those amazing visuals here as well.
Somebody in New Mexico. Let's see.
Very special moment that we're witnessing here.
Wherever that's at, it's dark.
People are celebrating, obviously trying to record it. There's a star of, I think it's a planet. Somebody from the weather department might be able to tell me, but they can start seeing a little bit of the sky. It's not a complete darkness. There's still a little hue of blue on the sky. In fact, looking away from the city, the sky seems to be a little darker than looking into the sky.
Somebody waving.
And you can feel the emotion from the people, obviously. Now technology allows us to capture those moments on the phone. People are celebrating, taking their selfies. And you can hear
they all
the
spending
birds.
all that money too.
Just like we heard them earlier in the morning, just before the sunrise. The birds seem to be back on their nest. And now there's a little bit of a sense of calm. I mean, this is obviously, we are lucky that we have one of the longest time experiencing the eclipse, and we can see a little bit of the change on the ring. I think the cloud cover is also helping to give it an extra something. It's not a clear view, but still, it's not bad at all. This is a great experience to share with tens of thousands of people from Mexico, from central Mexico, and from all over the world. Well, let's see. ¿Qué es lo que está escuchando? What do you hear? What do you like about this?
Los pajaritos cantando como a punto ya de empezar a dormirse o a, pues sí, a los árboles a empezar.
She's noticing what we've been saying. The birds sound like they're getting ready to go to sleep. They're going back to their nest. ¿Qué se siente que sean ser los anfitriones? What do you feel about being hosting this event for the world?
Pues muy contentos la verdad de ser aquí la sede de Torreón y muy padre de observar esto y que ya va a pasar por más de 200 años y poderlo vivir ahorita.
So she's very glad that they can be the host, something they haven't seen here for 200 years, and that they can share it with the world. So that's a feeling of the locals, the people who are coming here. And here's like with the sun starting to peak out, we're gonna.
Today is a little bit different. I'm part of that total eclipse, and it won't happen here again in 29 years. This is really the last time here. Behind me, you can see the.
I felt like once the battalion happened, you know, like.
People at least expected
I don't know. I'll be good.
this play out. I mean, the actual one of the states along the path of.
That's in one area, and this is in another area.
Especially because, like, I gotta, like, take the filter off.
And they're spending lots of money, too.
Yeah, they spending a lot of money.
Just to try and see some of this action today. But Brian, I can tell you, on top of the enthusiasm, the excitement for the total.
He's fixing his hair.
That's part of a championship later tonight. Purdue is
They got that blocked out right there.
championship tonight. So a lot of people here in the crowd also Purdue fans. I
There's
talked to a couple
NASA
of them earlier. Which one are they more excited
off
about?
feed. I think that's coming off that VA. There you go. There's another one.
Most excited for?
That's a hard one. I mean, once in a lifetime opportunity with the Eclipse, and then also
Spending all that money.
a huge opportunity with the basketball team. Now,
Yeah, can you even pick one?
I can't. I can't. So I grew up in Speedway. This is my whole life. My family, my brothers and sisters come home for the race. This is very emotional.
Yeah.
Greatest sporting venue in the world. So it's very important to me to be here, and for Purdue to be playing today, it's amazing.
Yeah, you're spending all that money.
And that man you just heard from, his name's Matt Golden. I talked to him just a couple of hours ago. I asked him why he was getting emotional. He said he gets emotional with happy things. He said he's really excited because, you know, for one moment
They spent all them thousands of dollars to watch that Eclipse and that sitting in them stands. Now they all about ready to go home.
For them, the Super Bowl of astronomical events. One of the scientists here in Indiana said it's kind of like, what did he say? He said the World Cup, the Super Bowl, Tour de France, and the Indy 500 all wrapped into one. And we're lucky enough to be here to see it for ourselves, Brian.
Yeah, I can understand why that man was nostalgic. If you love the Indy 500, what a place to be to experience the Eclipse. It's so awesome. All right, Brooke, we'll get back to you as soon as things start to change there and you start to see a change in the skies. Brooke Schaefer live at the Motor Speedway. We appreciate it. All right, let's take a live look right now. This is Del Rio, Texas. It is starting to get darker. Look, it's got like that.
Del Rio, Texas.
And we've got our correspondent there, Allie Bradley.
Let's see if I can find this on here.
About to happen. The excitement building for many who are considering this a once-in-a-lifetime event. We are back. We'll take you there live right after.
That's that Speedway. That's a different feed right there. That's NASA. Ain't nothing on there.
And met in Kerrville after traveling from California and Colorado.
Ann and I have been friends for 55 years.
Right here.
So we're joining her sisters and we're having a little party.
They're not only exploring the town for the first time, but also making sure they have the right souvenirs.
I like this.
These special Eclipse shirts and cups have become so popular, it's kept Jonathan and Rochelle working non-stop to meet the demand.
And spend all that money.
Like 200 shirts in just this week right here. It's been a real blessing for everybody in the Kerrville community.
About 25,000 people live in Kerrville. During the planning stage, city officials said they were expecting crowds of 2 to 3 times their population. Katie Cosper says her business is prepared and already seeing a rise in sales over the weekend.
It's increased probably 500 to 600%, honestly.
The increase in visitors is setting up Texas for a major boost. Money spent for accommodations, meals, and retail items could result in an economic impact of as much as $1.4 billion for the state and $7.5 million for Kerrville, according to one estimate.
It's not very often that you get to be the center of something like this big, but also just experience all these new people.
An experience no one here.
Kerrville, Texas.
The next solar eclipse won't be visible for another 20 years, at least when it comes to the lower 48 states. You hear some people cheering. Let me give you a latest update here. From what I can see through the clouds still a little bit, but the tiniest sliver of the sun is still left. So again, couple minutes more and we'll be in that complete totality where we are. It'll last about 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Trisha, Rob?
Yeah, he's just sitting there looking at the camera. Shaking his head. He's probably got an earpiece in. We can't hear what's here on the other side, but he's just sitting there shaking his head.
Rob, it's actually dropped in temperature, but I gotta tell you, it's really hard to know exactly what it's for. Is it the eclipse? Is it the cloud cover? Increased winds coming in? So it really is hard to get a sense. Obviously, both are at play, it seems. But, you know, it does feel a lot cooler than it did, let's say, even just an hour ago.
Are you still interested in this?
Bunch of crappy ads over here.
Pay special attention because I'm going to do something that until recently we've never done. I'm going to offer the solar generator.
Yeah. Take your money.
And if you want, you can even make it expandable. We'll even give away a free solar panel.
All right, AccuWeather.
AccuWeather. Somebody walks right in front of the camera.
Hey, I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
They fix to go to darkness over there, wherever that's at, Texas, I believe.
What?
Some things are better left to a professional.
That is a crappy ad right there.
Just break?
That ain't gonna happen in real life.
Just break?
They'll be done have to cut your legs off. That ain't
Okay.
That's fake. Bunch of fake
well, right
ads.
now we're like 3 to
dark.
4 minutes away from totality.
I can already see it get dark there.
So we can just sort of go with the flow. I'm thinking maybe we can also use the NASA cam
to show, right? They're going to different cities, but it gives us a nice clear view. We won't be able to really zoom in because it's not cloudy, but we'll definitely show around the crowd. And it should be getting darker here within the next 3 to 4 minutes, yeah. So we'll just sort of be able to live in that moment with you guys.
McDonald's lit up. Same spot right there.
What's it like?
Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just goosebumps from head to toe. I know.
Del Rio, Texas. He's on a different feed right there. Let me turn this one up here. I got it wrong. Turn the thing the wrong way.
Darkness. I mean, the sun is gone. This is crazy.
Oh, it's a diamond ring, I think.
Right now in Del Rio, Texas, we are the first spot in the United States to experience this. You guys are experiencing it with us. Look at all
I saw it for like half a second.
People here in Del Rio. You can see some of their phones lit up. Hey, yeah, you got it, guys. We got people from all over, Brian. So I talked to some people from Tucson, but I just talked to a guy from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who's down here.
Birds are flying everywhere.
Place to see totality. Of
No.
course we have cloud cover.
No.
That doesn't matter apparently because it is dark. You cannot see anything out here. It feels like nighttime. It's nighttime.
I think they said something's going on.
It's nighttime out here, so we have a bunch of different bands playing. We have the Spasmatics getting ready to go on. The Del Rio Jazz Band has been performing. We have mariachi down here. It's a full party down here, Brian, and it's important too to these people in Del Rio.
Oh, there it is a little.
I do the border. I cover the border, so I know these people from 3 years ago because what put them on the map then was the crisis where we saw nearly 16,000 people under that bridge. So they were kind of ground zero for the immigration crisis. Now we're ground zero for totality. How cool is that? Way to rewrite history here for this small border community and show that they still thrive and survive despite the issues that they face every single day down here. They've got other things going on. They have lives to live. They have eclipses to watch. So they've been planning this for 2 years here in the city of Del Rio. The mayor telling us this is a good economic boost for them. They expect around 10,000 people to be here
They're
today.
gonna spend all that money.
There's a lot of people here, and they're excited, and they're energized, and they didn't know what to expect.
And they're
now
broke.
We're done here. I'm not pulling anybody, Brian. I'm not going to pull anybody away from this experience. But after it happens, I'm going to talk to them and find out what they felt. A lot of people talked about how they might cry or have an emotional kind of experience. And so things are moving slowly, right? And let's see, does my shirt look any different? Because there's something that goes on with this phenomenon when you wear red or green, Brian, that if you're wearing red, the red apparently gets darker. If you're wearing green, it gets shiny, it kind of gets brighter. So do we notice anything? I don't know. I don't know if it worked. Got a light on me.
It still looks a little green. It's just so cool, Allie. I mean, I even have goosebumps. I feel like I'm talking to you and it's nighttime. I'm forgetting that it's the afternoon. Is it we always hear that it gets like a little cooler? Did the temperature change?
Yeah, so let me pull up my app here to see, because I just checked about 10 minutes ago where the weather was, so let's see if it has dropped down at all. Yeah, so 10 minutes ago when I checked, it was 84 degrees. Now it's 80. So it dropped about 4 degrees just because of this eclipse. So really interesting to see, but just wild. Like you said, it's not nighttime. You see up in the corner of our screen, it says it's 1:31 p.m. That is the reality, guys. Don't adjust your television screens. But we have people all over just staring at it. Let me see. I'm going to talk to this little kid. Hold on 1 second. Come over here. Hey, come here. What's your name? Hi, Hunter. What do you think? It's cool. It's cool. Hunter says it's cool. Are you from Del Rio?
It ain't cool,
Hunter?
it's hot.
Yeah, he's from Del Rio. What do you think about the party?
Completely dark. You guys caught us at the absolutely perfect time. We have just entered totality right now. I take a quick look up here. It's wow. Yeah, we've just entered totality this very second. Moments before you came to us, we were able to witness that diamond ring. If we can, we'll try to get that NASA cam up as well, so we can maybe get an even closer look at what we're seeing in terms of that totality. But that seems like that corona
you can see
is
how light you can't see right now,
visible
but it is so bright at daylight in
fighting with the clouds all day
let alone
long,
where
but
you are in
you can
Del
just
Rio,
get a
it's
sense
pitch
here, and I'll
still
let
hard
you
to
guys
wrap your
listen
mind
to the
around.
crowds for
Like,
just
you
a
always
second
hear
as
the
well.
energy
We can
feels
take a
little
quick look
different
around
when this happens. Like,
to see what these people are experiencing here as well.
It's coming, the
Justin
sun's
and
coming
Bree.
back now all of a sudden. That's crazy.
They get that off of NASA channel.
Now we're back in daytime hours, Brian. How wild is this? Sun is coming back out. There's actually a break in the clouds right now, a rare break.
There you go.
So everyone's got their glasses back
It's all
on.
lit up.
Let's see. We gotta join in the party.
It's
Right?
dark
We
while
can't. We
ago,
gotta
now it's
partake.
light.
I
That's
got the
that
ones that you don't
McDonald's
throw
sign
away,
right
man.
there.
Come on. So this is real. Wow. How cool is this? I mean, you guys at home, I really hope that you're somewhere that you get to see some of this phenomenon, because it really is something that
it is
millions of
art.
Americans
It
are
is definitely
experiencing
art
right
to
now
describe.
together. Something that's bringing us together, right? We know our nation is pretty
It was,
divided right now, but what a cool
it
thing
felt like
to come
every
together
couple
in one
of
place.
seconds we would be able to actually get a clear view of it. It was one of those moments where it broke through the clouds and I was actually able to see for maybe 3 seconds max, Bree, that diamond ring really just glistened, really super bright and noticeable. I would even say it was bright enough to break through some of that cloud cover, but it feels like right now we're in just darkness. And again, what was so interesting about being in this specific location in Kerrville, Texas, was how long we're actually going to be in this darkness, right? 4 minutes and 24 seconds. We're probably in the 3-minute range now still of what we have left to experience this. And, what I thought was so interesting as well, Justin and Bree, when it comes to the unknown scientifically of the effects of this solar eclipse, for example, on animals, and how much is still unknown in terms of research, and sort of how even gorillas, for example, would go to sleep. In the last eclipse, researchers noticed that, or giraffes started gathering and flocking within a zoo. I don't know if it has anything to do with the eclipse. Obviously, I'm far from being a scientist, but we did notice moments before, even that diamond ring I mentioned earlier, a lot of birds beginning to take to the sky and fly, almost in a circular motion. Now a lot of those birds are completely gone. So that almost lasted for about 30 to 40 seconds. Maybe it had something to do with the eclipse. Again, maybe not. It's just one of those things that a lot of researchers are going to be looking into as well.
All right, let me flip it over to a different one here. Let's see what we got. And that thing's moving.
A lot of people were really...
There we go. Let's see what we got here. Back to NASA feed. There is Mr. Magoo. Let's see what we got here.
From NASA on Channel 3 and CNN Grid 3. Again, it is now a total eclipse in the U.S. in Kerrville, Texas. You can see this now on Channel 3.
He's sitting there playing on his phone.
We have crowds
They all
watching
spending all their money there.
eclipse in Dallas on Channel 4 and CNN Grid 4. Source CNN.
They're spending all that money. I wonder how much money they're spending in there just sit in that stadium just to watch that thing. There ain't no telling. Let me go back over here.
It doesn't block out the light for us. At this particular time, it is right on the plane between the Earth and the Sun. It is actually at its closest point to the Earth, and so in the plane of the sky, the moon is exactly the same size as the sun, and that is very unique.
That is so special too.
Yes.
I mean, like, what are the odds?
It's the 400s, right? Yes. The distance between the Earth and the Moon is 400 times closer than the Earth and the Sun, and the size is 400 times smaller as well. So it just blocks it perfectly. Yep. It does, and right now the clouds are blocking it perfectly.
Yeah, but we got a taste of it, which is very nice, and we are chasing this eclipse across North America.
That's over there at Dallas. They're over at Dallas.
We are. I think it wants to come out again. I do.
It's going to get dark over there. That's the kind of work that's going back there.
Getting excited.
And I go outside and look
Feeling all that good energy. This crowd's
I'll
been
say
great
about 20 minutes.
Oh yes, all day. It's crazy to
1:41
believe
now,
it's
so
so dark and it's
should be in this area in about 20 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll go out there and take a peek
Wow,
outside.
we're starting to get the light back.
Yeah, get the light back.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we did not see the diamond ring at the end of the eclipse because of the clouds, which is always a crowd pleaser. But we did see it actually right before totality. There was suddenly this beautiful, bright one light, and then it all went dark. So we did actually see quite a few great features on the sun, and somebody actually was saying they could see a sunspot. Obviously through their glasses, but they can see a sunspot.
Dallas is up next. In just about a minute and 55 seconds. Our Stephanie Haynes is live in Dallas right now. Stephanie, what's the vibe? It looks a little bit darker.
Oh, it's very dark, Brian. This is weird. All the street lights are coming on. Everybody's looking to the sky. It feels, again, like it's just like the iris of that camera is way down, and there is just a little sliver of light left. As you said, the clock is starting here, like we have about 90 seconds. It's getting a little quiet here because people are really intense. They're watching, but I made some friends here. Hi, buddy, wave. And then my friend Jane Greer here visiting from San Francisco. This is your first Eclipse. Describe to me all of the feels. What do you see? What are you thinking? It's very warm. This feels, it's getting darker. And
I think I'll go outside, take a peek outside, see if there's anything outside. Oh, we outside in Alabama. Looks like it's gonna rain, but that ain't it. It's something, a little something gonna happen out here. We ain't gonna get much. We ain't gonna get about 50. Oh, you can tell by looking at the shade of this, this angle of this sun, see, on that shadow right there. So you can tell the shadow's already being thrown, even though we ain't gonna get much. I'm just gonna see them birds are flying around like it's gonna rain. See, I'm gonna kind of just do that right there. I don't want to put my phone in direct of that sun there, but you can definitely tell. Yeah. So we're getting a little bit here in southeast Alabama. I'll come back out here in about 10 more minutes. There might be a big difference. See that shadow's right there. And see, as that sun, as it blocks, I assume that shadow's gonna go back this way. So right there, I'm gonna put a mark right here and see if that makes any difference. Right there where that mark is. And I'm gonna see if that shadow will move. But this happening a little bit outside. I'm gonna go back inside and do some more videoing. Yep, little satellite hooked up. That's why I'm getting all this stuff. Yep. Get a little bit. I don't want to put my, no, I don't want to do that too much. I want to burn my phone up and burn them lenses up. But I'm going back inside and see if I can see anything else. This, see right there, it's already moved a little bit. I'm gonna go back inside now.
I gotta thank the meteorologist. Clouds cleared out just love that.
Where is that at? Dallas Live.
141.
It's moving this way quick.
In Dallas, Texas. This is our new, what a drone shot. This is our News Nation drone. You can barely even see the city.
Dallas.
It's totally dark. And like what we saw in Del Rio, it's just suddenly going to get light again. It happens quickly.
I know, yeah, we saw that shot from Allie, and she just came back into view so quick.
Yes, sir.
Again, it's there in a moment, gone the next, and this is going to traverse across the entire country from Texas all the way to Maine in just about an hour's time.
Won't see much here. It'll work its way this way here in a few minutes. It is now
right now stuck in traffic in
1:46.
Indianapolis. I don't know if we're going to make it, Brian.
Oh man, well they got a little time. They got a little time in Indianapolis.
Central Standard Time.
I don't know if you can hear me, Stephanie. I'm very curious. Look at that shot of the moon blocking the sun there. What
actually 142. My clock's a little bit fast.
This weird feeling when you're in the middle of totality. What does it feel like, Stephanie?
Oh my gosh, Brian, it's indescribable.
Dallas, Texas. Getting it a little bit.
It was not this dark, or at least I don't remember it being this dark. It feels totally nighttime here. The city lights.
Let's see if they had that. They had that Niagara Falls feed on here a while ago. Let's see if they got that on there.
And it's really euphoric. Everybody is just sort of speechless and happy to be here, and they want to capture it. When you were talking with Max, was sort of like, I'm gonna look.
Looks like old Mr. Magoo
Yeah, it sounds like
Bonehead's
your
done
camera's
talking.
breaking up just a little bit,
He was
Stephanie.
talking a
I'm
while
sure
ago to
everybody's
some
got their
students.
cell phones out. I mean, what a moment. Everybody's probably
I
taking
don't care
videos
about
and
watching
pictures.
him.
It
He
sounds like you're
gone
back.
now.
So
I
can
bet
you
he
just have
wasn't
the
talking
clouds
5
clear
minutes.
enough, Stephanie? Because I've
That's
got
what
a
he
NASA
does. He
shot
goes,
right now,
they spend all them
where
millions
I
of
can see
dollars
Corona.
to
Can you
send
see
him
it too?
everywhere to go around. And you sit there and talk 5 minutes, spend all them
It's a
millions of
miracle.
dollars.
I've been saying this for
Him
weeks
to get
now.
on
We're
there and
praying
talk.
for a miracle that
But he gone
the
now.
clouds
He
are
ain't
going to
on
melt
there no more.
away, and we're going
He
to
went
see
to go
this
somewhere and
completely
take a nap.
clearly. And we absolutely
He
can.
gone now.
It is as bright as any star in the night sky.
Let's
I see
see
some
here.
planes
What in the world
flying
is this
past.
right
If you
here?
were lucky enough to get on a plane to watch this eclipse during the moment.
Some kind of,
And
oh, that's the
I
same
can't even
thing
believe
right
how
there.
long this
There
is
he is.
lasting, Brian, because again, you know, I keep talking about 2017,
I
but it
don't
was
know what
really
this is.
short.
Some kind
Or
of
it felt
feeds
really
or
short.
something
It
they
felt,
got
you know,
going
2
on.
minutes long.
It's off the
We have 4
CNN news
minutes
source.
here. That's like,
Let's see what we
I mean,
got here.
you can do a lot. Oh,
There we go.
the light is peeking back out again.
Yeah,
It's
you had the
coming back.
longest one, Stephanie.
Well,
You've got the longest totality.
Look,
4
I see how
minutes.
fast that
It's
thing
really
moving
long,
now.
but it's actually short. That was it.
It's
That
moving,
was
see.
it. Now it's coming back
The
out.
further,
It's
the further to the
lighting
east it
back
gets, the
up.
faster it goes. That's
They're
why,
saying-
even though we're
Oh, wow, look at
300 miles, look at this.
Sure,
See
we'll
that,
let
see how
us-
fast
Got
that's
the
coming
drone up,
back.
Stephanie.
See, we're
What a
300
shot from
miles
this
away
drone.
from
I
that.
can't
Well,
get over
actually
the drone
more than that. We're
pictures
about
of Dallas.
500 miles
I'm
down,
just
so it
gonna
might
get a
be
little
more
closer.
than
I'll
that.
monitor here because I just want to see it up
But it's
close.
gonna come here
Look at
quick,
how
because it's gonna be here in the
beautiful
next 10 minutes. See how look how
is coming
fast that
back
thing.
out.
I guess the thing, the
Unbelievable.
faster that
Does
thing
the
moves
temperature
east,
feel any different, Stephanie?
I guess the closer east that thing moves,
Cooler,
the faster
in
that
those-
thing moves. It blocks the sun in and out.
It wasn't
That thing's
windy,
moving fast now.
anything. The street
Look at
lights
it.
went
Look
out,
at it, they're
so
cleared back
now
up
it's
already.
daytime.
All of a sudden
And
it's
since
daytime
the
again.
clouds have moved away,
I'm
it
gonna
is
go back
feeling, it's
outside here
warming
in a
up
minute.
quite here. And I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's just the moon is
See,
moving.
it done clear
It's
back
moving.
up there.
And so wherever it goes
They all
next,
just spent
you know,
all
like
that
in
money.
the
It's time for him to go
Arkansas,
home.
along the
They done
path
spent all that
headed
money.
towards you now, but it's crazy. It's just so unique. It's such a
at
wonderful
that.
experience.
Look how it
And
done lit back
a really
up.
beautiful experience for the city here.
Yeah, there's, I believe that's Niagara Falls. I think they fix to get it next.
Just stunning.
I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, and incredible the way that it came so fast.
Yeah, we all
And
know
now
I can
it's
get
light
that.
again. I want to show everybody.
Yeah, they gonna get it next.
Because this is really just the beginning, and it's almost exciting to see
Yeah,
it
right
over and
there,
over
right there,
again.
right
I mean,
above
I didn't
Cleveland.
think I'd be
They
this
gonna get
excited,
it all
but
next
to hear
up that
Stephanie
way,
describe
back
it, now
up
we brought
Niagara
you to.
Falls.
We
up
started down in Del
They gonna
Rio.
get
We
it
just
next.
had Dallas, Texas. That was at 1:40 Central Time. Again, this is just the beginning of the
It's
Great
all
American
moving to
Eclipse.
the
It's
east.
going to go all the way across the country.
There you
We
go.
go through Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Evansville, Indiana, Indianapolis, of course, where our Brooke Schaefer is at the Indy 500. We still got to
Oh,
get
yeah, they
up
hadn't
to
got it there.
Niagara Falls and
They still
Buffalo,
sitting
New
out in
York,
the
and Maine.
stadium.
So this
I
is
guess
just the
they gonna
beginning.
get
But
it next.
how cool is that? That drone
Yeah,
video,
Indianapolis,
seeing
yeah,
the
they'll
sun
get it next.
totally disappear in Dallas is incredible, and there is more to come. We'll be right back.
They'll get it, and after they get it, then they'll get it right there at Niagara Falls. That'll be it. Let's see, let's go back over here. There he is. Oh, they done got it. They finished. Let's go back over here so they got Niagara Falls back on there.
With the most trusted names in news. Another reason why News Nation is news for all America.
Let's see what we got here.
The rash can feel like an intense
There we go. That's a Speedway. They fix to get it.
Shingles could disrupt
Yeah, now in Indianapolis, they fix to get it now.
The virus that causes shingles is likely
They
already
fix
inside
to
of
get
you.
it.
Don't wait. Ask your doctor about shingles today.
Yeah, they fix to get it now. See, let's see. I can't hear a word that man's saying. Let's see if I can flip this thing. It ain't gonna do nothing. There you
But
go.
if this is a look live, I don't know. Should I stay away from times and just, yeah, and just be like, this is before, like we're looking at the before. Okay.
Yeah, y'all fix to get it now. I thought it was done. They fix to get it now.
We're like, yeah, totality is at 3:06, so it's coming. It's
Yeah, it'll
coming.
be there. So you 3:06. You talking about Eastern time?
Yeah.
Because it's 1:52 Central. So you're talking
So this is just a practice run.
about 20 minutes from now. Y'all get it.
Okay.
Y'all get it in about 20 minutes. that stadium.
Yeah.
Right there in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
I'm gonna go outside and take another peek.
Ready to do a practice run?
Yeah, y'all do the practice run. I'm gonna go ahead and video and go outside one more time. Yeah, I'm outside now. It ain't doing much, but you can tell that shade done moved. See, cause see where when I took my shoe a while ago, right there where that line is, I did it right here. See, now it's way done throwed back that way, so it's moving a little bit, but it'll be here in about 15-20 minutes this way. It ain't gonna be totally dark out here, but it'll show a little bit. I'm gonna go back inside.
Million people
Okay, let's see.
All across the country, but this here in Indianapolis, one of the most unique settings where racing and rockets are meeting, grandmas and grad students, scientists and school kids, all coming together.
And they all spending that
That's
money
latest
too.
from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm Mike Valerio. Back to you.
Back to you.
Something like that. All right.
Yeah.
Totally appropriate music.
Let's see here. Let me turn this back up here.
I think we may have just lost Brooke. One of the issues, you've got so many people packed into these places. We had the same thing with Stephanie in Dallas. That park just filled up with people. And at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, they had 40,000 people that all came in there very, very quickly. But I think we've got Brooke now. Brooke, can you hear me? Okay, Brooke can't hear me right now. We're going to get back to her in a minute, though, because I think she had a good guest for us there at the Speedway. I want to bring in Max, I'm the urologist, though. So Carbondale, looking at the countdown clock here, 6 minutes, 50 seconds. It's amazing. They said this was just like a rocket
they count down right
it's
there.
True. Yeah, exactly.
At that
This is going to be
Speedway.
all the way off the East Coast in just under an hour, so it's traveling very quickly.
Oh yeah, the further east that thing goes,
Again,
the
encompassing
quickly
the
it
most
goes,
part of
the
the
quicker
country
it goes.
we've
It goes
seen
fast.
in a very, very long time. The 2017 Eclipse went more over.
It'll be something that stock market crashed right before this thing went over.
So it is a very exciting time.
That thing's way
And
on
of course,
this
as
thing
Brian
too
just
high.
mentioned, tough getting these signal shots out in some of our locations because we're not alone there. We got
There we
thousands
go.
and thousands of our friends that are watching with us, and they're all set to their families, letting them know about the fun, showing off the pictures and whatnot, and that's just jamming the signals, right? So we're all
Yes,
using the
sir.
same cell towers, so hopefully we can definitely get back to Indianapolis as they are on deck here in just about 10 minutes time. But right now that Eclipse is ongoing with Totality in Little Rock, and you can see the current conditions here on the right side of the screen, showing that Little Rock and most of Arkansas are getting a good view of Totality. It's mostly clear, just a few fair weather clouds passing by. That trend is going to continue as well with pretty good viewing conditions for Totality, moving to the northeast into Carbondale, southern Illinois, into parts of Indiana as well. And then most of Ohio is in the clear as well as it starts to move your direction. Now, I'm still pessimistic, unfortunately, that I think the clouds are going to be pretty thick up towards Buffalo and
It'd be crazy
Falls
that thing
might
hit
include
40,000
viewing.
right
But
before this
even
thing
in
was
Del
over.
Rio, that's where we started this, coming across
It
the
might crash.
Mexico-U.S. border with Ali Bradley
That old
right
stock
there.
market.
Yes, it was mainly
Too
cloudy. We
high.
had a couple breaks here and there, but fret not, it will still get totally dark for several minutes' time as the moon passes in front of the sun. Now, if you are
Yeah, go ahead and take that vape.
if you are experiencing total darkness in totality, that's because you are in the moon's shadow as its entirety. That's what we call the
Look at that
umbra.
stock market.
The
Way
rest
on
of the
up
United States experiencing that partial eclipse is getting into the penumbra of the moon's shadow. So just a partial coverage there. But if you want that total darkness, if you want that eerie sort of feeling, that really
Get in your car and go.
emotional
Go over there
sense
where it's
that
dark. Maybe you'll
starting to
make it. You
feel
got
in
20
totality,
minutes.
You got to be at 100% coverage, not 99, not 99.5. Right in that path of totality is the only spot where you're really going to feel that. What I've been told is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah, and we can feel it. I mean, just listening to our reporters, it's so exciting. This on the left side of the screen, this is a NASA cam from Russellville, Arkansas.
Yeah, all of them
And
NASA
we are going to
cam.
be heading over to Illinois next. 4 minutes to go, so we're going to take a really quick break, and then we're going to take you live to Carbondale, Illinois for Totality Day. We'll be right back.
More ads.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores,
Yeah,
pollen,
set.
dirt
Yeah.
are being sucked into your air ducts.
Yeah, go
Cleaner
spend
air
that
and
money
system
on that.
efficiency now with Stanley Steamer.
Yeah, go
Your
spend
air ducts
that
are
money.
clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
All right. Let's see what we got here. They fixing to get it at the speedway here. They fixing to go total darkness there. Let me go back on the Niagara Falls feed over if they still got it on there. Let's see. That's NASA, of course. They're done. What's this right here? Some kind of concert going on right here. I don't want to see if I can get the audio feed on here. Uh-oh. There ain't nothing there. Uh-huh. Some kind of audio feed there. Let's go back here. Somebody got the mics, and somebody got the amplifier all screwed up on there to get that sound. There's NASA feed. I know who that is. I don't know what that is. Let's see here. Go back over to NASA. I think I know who that is trying to get out of his car. All he does is like spend money. He does ride all over the country and spend money. Look at that. There you go, one up in there. Yeah. There he goes. Go to the next place, spend another couple $100 million. Starting to get dark there. Let's see here. Oh, they off now. About 2 minutes over there. Let's see here.
With this, and Bob, it's amazing. I'm afraid to look up. I know it's not quite ready yet, but tell us, what do you expect here for the eclipse today? Good weather. It's good weather right now. We have high clouds, so totality is going to look just a little bit fuzzy to us, a little bit hazy, but we are moments away from seeing the diamond ring here. This is awesome. Oh, I thought we saw it. I think we had about 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute away. Now, today we're having longer totality. So are you feeling the temperature change? Because I'm already feeling the temperature drop. I felt the temperature dropping about 20 minutes ago even, and the wind picking up a little bit.
All right, let's go back over here. NASA. He's done. Let's see here. Must have went down. Oh, that's that speedway.
1 minute. All right, stations were about 1 minute away.
Got 1 minute going right there. 1 minute. Let me turn this back up here on this other one. Over here.
We still have that mass camera, right, Jose?
The light of the disk of the
Okay,
sun
cool.
has come out. And look at the horizon. Look at this. It's like 360 degrees around us. It is dark. And
Let's see it go dark there in a minute.
oh, and now we're going to look through the telescope right here. Okay, watch here. All right, okay, let's see.
Oh, yeah, that was perfect.
Julie, you out?
30 seconds. Standing by.
Oh my word. Oh, look at the solar prominence. There's a solar flare up there, guys. It's coming out.
Doing in Illinois now.
Do you know we talked about this? Oh,
10.
my word. The NASA astronomers have got to be ecstatic about this. You know, we pointed out one of the differences between this solar eclipse and the
Well,
last
good
one.
afternoon from the heart of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where the crowd is beginning to cheer right now. This is the moment that people have been waiting for. We're just under 5 minutes away from totality. The skies have darkened, the temperature has decreased. Let's swing over my right-hand shoulder. You'll just see the people who are watching in the grandstands who have actually been let out on the track for about a better part of an hour, so there's just a sliver of the sun remaining. We're going to hit totality at 3:06 Eastern Time and be out of totality by 3:09, the partial solar eclipse ending in the late 4 o'clock hour. Grad students, scientists, and school kids, it's something that the organizers of this event here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway never anticipated just a few years ago in 2017 when the continental United States enjoyed the last solar eclipse. So we are just a few minutes away from totality.
I wonder if that shows up on our camera shot. Maybe Eric can punch up the full disc covered by the sun. And if you look at the upper right, about 2 o'clock on the clock, there's a solar flare showing up. And this is something the NASA scientists were excited by. We didn't see it in 2017 because they'll use this moment of totality to study the coronas, which is the atmosphere of the sun. And there's a lot to be said about that. You know, I look around here. People are hugging one another. You've got families here together. There are children who have never seen a solar eclipse before, and they're here with mom and dad and brother and sister, and they're hugging each other. It's a communal moment among all of us at this incredible little grassy lake campsite near Carbon, Illinois, and it is like and we've done this in 5 minutes time. Stunning. Now, the next thing you'll see is when the disk of the moon starts clearing the sun, there'll be something called a diamond ring, which is the explosion of color as the sun reemerges. And at that point, you don't want to be looking at the sun anymore because you can damage your retina in seconds.
Damage your phone, too.
You ought to see. Stevie, you're getting the folks here at the telescope. Everybody's taking in this solar flare, which is showing up. And believe me, it's not every solar eclipse you see a flare. That's one of these prominences that comes out of the surface of the sun, and that's what sends the rays, the plasma, the charged particles toward Earth that ignites the northern lights when it's Earth directed. This apparently isn't. But look at the lake. There are people out on the lake taking this in from this site. And look at the hugging. People are hugging. It's just.
I guess they get this off WGN.
This will be the lifetime.
Sounds like the WGN reporter.
Oh my God! Oh, here it comes. So the sun is reappearing again. What do you say, Turtle?
I saw the sun. Again, so cool how it was dark and then it suddenly got bright again. And Tom Skilling, what a guy. A longtime meteorologist in Chicago, retired, but came out. Who can't blame? Of course, he's coming out of retirement. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that? So cool to see Max, him out there especially.
Might as well do it on the company dollar, but he was going to do it anyway. He knew he was going down to something Illinois to enjoy, but yeah, couldn't get a better perspective than from Tom Skilling, of course, who also mentioned a good point that because the sun is more active than the last solar eclipse, scientists are actually going to be investigating, okay, what does the corona actually look like? How does it interact with the rest of the sun? Because this is really the only chance astronomers get to be able to investigate the corona, because you need that moon blocking it completely like we're seeing today.
Okay.
I'll tell you, it just got very dark. It's happening. We are just minutes away from totality at 3:06.
Indianapolis.
Let's look at the sky.
That's coming up.
We'll show you the crowd, but boy oh boy, only a small portion of the sun showing. Actually, here in the heart of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway are seeing totality just minutes away from now with what a soundtrack. We're going to pivot, wow, what a sight. We're going to pivot between what we see in the sky and on the ground here with just such a collection of humanity. Grandmas, grad students, scientists, school kids, as the skies have darkened right now.
And they all spending all their money.
Look at that. The repeat performance from every single
and you can hear that roar. Wow. People now are able to take off their glasses, and this is everything and more that scientists at NASA have said it would be. What a thrill to see this glow. The corona, look at those just tendrils emanating for thousands of kilometers off of this,
on their phones taking a picture
the photosphere and just sending them into space. Beautiful. This is, as we're approaching solar maximum, what a contrast from the 2017 eclipse that we saw when the sun was near solar minimum. And you can see
they holding the phone wrong.
that look like stars here. The 360-degree sunset as I look out towards the racetrack. Wow.
So you can see
this
is, we're looking at the NASA camera. You guys can
this
see
is beautiful. The crowd is loving it. The emotions here. People have come from as far as Montreal, from Texas, to try to get a better view when we had, not so great weather conditions for Texas, Oklahoma, Southern Illinois. I'm thinking specifically of Carbondale, which was at the confluence of the 2017 and 2024 eclipse that we're looking at right now. So there's a whole host of people trying to get right here where we have near clear skies. Wow. It's just, when you're able to look at this without your glasses, it's unbelievable. This is magic that we are seeing live here on TV, experiencing together more than 30 million Americans in the path of totality. And this is magical. It's also ephemeral. We're enjoying it right now, but this is going to be over. Enjoy it. 3:09. It'll be over. I should mention, as some of my colleagues are talking about right now, the change in the atmosphere, absolutely remarkable. As the shadow of the moon, crossed through the state of Indiana, the temperature decreased at least 5 degrees. You begin to feel a breeze as you sense the change in the atmosphere. Oh, and now as we look back up, we're beginning to see the diamond ring effect.
Yeah, I don't know if you have anyone right that you can talk to.
We are going to lose sight of the corona.
I saw in your shots earlier.
And here it goes, and again, the crowd, they know what they're going to witness. I love hearing the symphony with this too. This is unbelievable. So we're looking, the bottom of the moon and the sun. That's where you're going to see that diamond ring effect. The closing movement to this amazing sonata, this amazing symphony in the sky that we've been all watching together. Guys, let's send it back to you.
I mean, we had the NASA cam up just a second ago, but they are experiencing the full thing there, totality, and the corona. That's the corona. That's what we keep talking about. You there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to find you somebody. Excuse me, sir. Is there any way that I could, on TV right now on News Nation? You're a reporter too. We've got tons of media out.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, likewise.
Hey, I got you.
Just talk to you really quickly. I'm on the air right now on News Nation. How incredible is this moment? What do you think about all of this?
Okay.
Awesome. I mean, it's just so
got it.
There's a little scale right there.
See everything. Especially if you're with your friends and
We can get about 70%, between 70 and 80%.
Tell me your name. Corey was early.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's just insane to be right now. There it is, Ryan.
Wow, I love just hearing the excitement. It's so cool. I love hearing the scream. We've heard the same thing in other cities too, Brooke. It's just people just scream.
Look at that thing.
It's just like
That's
it gets emotional, it seems like.
It is. It's emotional. I think it's so hard for people to just kind of comprehend.
Here we go.
We're coming out of the total eclipse right now. It's starting to get bright again.
Looks like it's getting light again.
Yeah, I could just see your shot of the stands, and just like we saw in Texas and in Arkansas, and look at that, wow, look at that NASA shot. You see that, Max? It's beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning. And again, you can see that the moon is now passing beyond the sun, so the sunshine is coming back, and now everyone has to get those eclipse glasses back on because it's too unsafe to see it again. As we are exiting Totality Indianapolis. Totality ended there 3:09 Eastern time, so now
one planet came into view, Adam. So moved by what we just saw. I can't even remember which planet it was because the crowd just erupted into jubilation. We are at the very tail end of Totality. The brilliance of the sun has returned. But I'll tell you, that ring and just seeing the corona and the tendrils of
here we come. Niagara Falls is coming up next. I'm gonna go back outside and take another peek. I'm gonna move that to the Niagara Falls feed over there. It should be on. It should be on there in a little bit. I'm gonna go and see if I can get it on there. Let's see here.
There's nothing better than a sorry
Alright, I'm gonna go back outside, take a look, see if I see anything. Well, I'm back outside here. Let me look at this shadow here where I did that mark a while ago. As you see, there ain't much of nothing because, well, let's see. Actually, the shadows moved back this way a little bit. Way over here is where that's right. Let's see. Right there is where I hit my shoe right there. I did that right there earlier. And that shadow was there. It's way over here now. There ain't much of nothing, but what I do, I ain't gonna sit there and I ain't got no glasses here, nothing like that, no filters or nothing. I think there ain't gonna be much of nothing here. But what I do is I take my two fingers and I stick that right there center of the sun. And I ain't got no glasses. And I can do like that, see? You're right there. Cover it up. Because I don't want to mess the lens up in this camera. But there ain't much of nothing you can really see. I hold my finger right there, see? Block the sun out, see? But there ain't much. But I'm gonna go back inside. Walk around out here a little bit. You can see a little difference out here in the climate. Looks like it's gonna rain, but it ain't. But other than that, can't see much here. I'm gonna go back inside. So I'm back inside.
I'm gonna walk in here a little bit because I want to see it for myself. And this monitor is far from me. Looks a little bit, oh wow, beautiful. It's gonna get dark there very, very soon. They're just about, let's see, we've got about 3 minutes or so until Totality at Niagara Falls. I want to go to our News Nation correspondent, Caitlin Becker. She is at the falls. Caitlin, describe the moment to me. Is it starting to feel any darker at this point?
Brian, it's getting so dark so quickly, and the temperature has dropped significantly in the last, I would say, just 5 minutes. My fingers are freezing because, of course, we are just off of the Niagara River, and Horseshoe Falls right behind us. So I think the temperature around that water is also kind of cooling us down really quickly. But you're just watching behind me. Everything is just dropping. All the lights kind of going away, and we haven't had more than maybe 2 minutes of sunshine all day. But I will tell you, during that partial eclipse, we saw it. It's happening right now, where I think we're just maybe 2 minutes away from that totality. The vibe here has been a lot more subdued than some of the other places that News Nation has been throughout the day. I think that had a lot to do with the weather. We've had a lot of cloud cover. We actually had some rain sprinkling. They anticipated about 1 million people both here on the New York side where we are at Niagara Falls Park. Everybody's getting excited. There's a ton of people right across the water there on the Canadian side. I'm going to step off to the side to see what you can maybe see here. It's getting extremely dark, and I can't believe it, but there is a sliver of sunshine kind of coming through. We were able to see some of it with our glasses on during that
partial eclipse, but we really haven't seen any kind of sunlight. We've really haven't seen anything yet so far. What can you see of this from your end, Brian?
Yeah, we've got the pictures up, Caitlin. I mean, it's very, very dark. Obviously, Max was telling us there's clouds in that area, so you're not going to be able to see the corona like we saw in other places. But I mean, it's dark. It's 3:17 in the afternoon, Caitlin, where you are, Niagara Falls, and it looks like almost pitch black at this point.
And Brian, I've heard this described in a lot of different ways. For me, it almost feels like time is speeding up because you go from kind of broad daylight to now basically pitch black in a matter of minutes, and then we're gonna come out of it. It's a very sort of eerie, surreal feeling. It kind of reminds you how great our cosmos really is. People have been kind of calm all day though. Now they're kind of ramping up the excitement here. I'm looking into these lights right here. I didn't realize how dark it actually just got not 2 seconds ago. I think we are officially in that umbra. We are in a total solar eclipse, right? I think in this moment, if I see it 3:18 on the dot, that is when they said this would happen. We are, and the crowd is going crazy.
It's dark.
There are cell phones out everywhere. Unfortunately, we can't see the corona, but I don't think it's dampened anyone's spirit here. You hear, cheers and clapping and cell phones. They're not going to be sending these cell phones out to anyone because I will tell you, it has been really spotty with Wi-Fi and communication. And I think our meteorologist maybe jump in on this a little bit, but I actually interviewed a NASA astronaut earlier, Jeremy Hansen, who's the first Canadian who's actually working for NASA and is going to circumvent the moon in, I think, September. But he said one of the things that scientists are going to study with this solar eclipse is how the sun and those solar flares can kind of impact telecommunications. So I wonder if by next solar eclipse, if our Wi-Fi capabilities are going to be a little better, because it's hard today with all of these people out here trying to capture this moment.
And I don't want to steal this moment from you, Kayla. Just turn around and take it in for a second.
And it is
because we've got a shot of the crowd, a different shot, and I'm just envisioning what it must be like at now 3:19 in the afternoon at Niagara Falls of all places, and it's pitch black. I mean, look at that. It's pitch black in Niagara Falls.
Brian, it might as well be 3:19 in the morning. Yep, it might as well be 3:19 in the morning. What I think is really incredible is you get some of sparkles in the sky with the planes that are going over, but you can still see that beautiful mist that comes over Horseshoe Falls. And you can actually still see those white rapids coming over, even in this pitch black with some of these lights. So it is such a testament to Mother Nature right now with these incredible rapids, these incredible waterfalls, as well as the fact that the sky above us could be the middle of the night. And I can actually see it right now getting a little bit lighter, and you hear the crowd getting all excited because I think we're sort of beginning to come out of this. I really do wish we could see that corona. Some of the clouds are breaking slightly here, so I don't know, maybe we'll get a little bit of a glimpse, but we actually talked to people earlier today, Brian, who drove all throughout the night.
They spent all their money driving all that way too.
A glimpse of this incredible
thousands of dollars.
Once in a lifetime moment.
I just sit right here at the house and watch it on TV.
Didn't get to see the full kit and caboodle that some of our other teams were able to see. What's especially crazy right now, and I don't know if you guys can see this at all, but the birds are going wild. There's seagulls kind of flying around in circles because they believe it's nighttime right now.
Well, that's what happens. That's what the experts have been telling us all day, Caitlin, is, Mother Nature gets confused after this 3 or 4 minutes, especially birds and some other animals too. I heard you
right again.
Now they're shooting again. Just want to listen for a second.
Yeah, people are really going crazy right now, Brian, because on the horizon, you know why they're going crazy? We can see it. We can see the actual full eclipse right now. The sun and the moon came out for a hot second for a little bit of a miracle so everyone could experience that corona. I'm so grateful that everyone is actually getting a chance to see this in that moment of totality. And I actually think we're getting one of those special moments because as I'm looking around our vantage point here, everything's kind of white around that moon, that corona, but there were some little spots of maybe sort of orange and red. And then beyond us, you have the falls and the mist, and it almost looks like the sun is rising. I'm actually going to pop my glasses back on here
sun's coming back.
We are kind of coming out of it, and everything is getting lighter. It's been a really, really incredible sight out here. I know I could hear live shots on hits from Stephanie and from Brooke, and everywhere seems a little bit different. Here is a little more serene, and I don't know if that's because of the water. I mean, everyone's pretty excited now, but there hasn't been that sort of hooting and hollering and madness today. But it's hard not to be calm when you have the rushing waters of Niagara Falls as your backdrop all day. I'm very happy that all these people came out, though. I mean, we were certainly concerned about the influx of people, but everything has been really, really chill. There haven't really been any issues. We talked to Governor Kathy Hochul earlier. She kind of echoed the same thing, and like I said, really thought that the weather had something to do with people not really coming out. But I think all the thousands that I'm looking at right now are very grateful that they did, because we did catch a glimpse of this incredible, immaculate moment. Yeah, we're actually seeing it again. There's another little break in the clouds here.
I think it's just calmer, like you said, because you're at Niagara Falls. It's just a peaceful vibe. I mean, the other cities we've been to, been a little bit more of a party atmosphere. But look at it, looks like the sun is definitely starting to come back out there. And I'm so glad, Caitlin, that you got to see the corona, even if just for a second, because you know, the clouds were an issue there, but it looks like you had that break just right at the right moment.
It really was. It is one of those sort of situations that feels a little bit of a miracle, where all day we really haven't seen the sun, and there were a few breaks in that clouds during the partial eclipse earlier, and to have a break in that moment. I mean, we've been out here since 6 o'clock in the morning and haven't really seen a break in the clouds. So for it to happen now of all times is pretty surreal. So I'm glad you got to experience it with me. I wish you were out here with us and that you weren't back in our Eclipse headquarters.
No, it's been great. This has been so cool because I've got to experience all these different places along with our viewers, and you can really feel it. I mean, it's way cooler than I expected, Caitlin. I want to stick with you, though, just because I'm so excited to see the sun come. We talk about so fast in the other places. I want to see what your reaction is to that. But I want to bring in Max, also our meteorologist. Max, you know, the clouds were an issue where Caitlin is, but I'm so relieved that they got a little break there, even if it was just for a moment, where they could see the corona.
Yeah, you know, I'm breathing a sigh of relief too. And yes, panned out. We got that little sliver of the corona over near Buffalo and Niagara Falls. Totality has now ended, as of course you can see that brightening scene out there. The totality lasted for about 3 minutes, went until 3:22 Eastern time, and they'll have another hour and 10 minutes of that partial eclipse as that moon continues to exit away from the sun, and it'll get brighter and brighter from here on out. But such a special situation, and as we're approaching the end of our coverage here, as we get farther into New England with our locations, Burlington, Vermont, you're on deck in 50 seconds to see this total eclipse with that path of totality coming right over you. But if you missed out this time, but you're getting all excited saying, oh man, it's been great seeing everyone go out and enjoy it. Our next total eclipse happening August 23rd of 2044. That is only going to impact Canada and the Northern Plains, so not even going to cut through the whole country. But the year after, August 12th, 2045, there is going to be a total eclipse going from Northern California all the way through Florida. So, Brian, maybe you'll be able to see that one.
That's the one
we
to
do
go
have 21 years to go.
We got 20 years to wait, though.
I know.
You know, we're looking right now at Vermont, Stowe, Vermont. If you're a skier, you know Stowe, Vermont. Snow's starting to melt there, but you can see it looks like everybody's out there.
All right, I'm going to take me one more peek outside, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, it should be happening. Burlington's getting in on the action right now, but we should...
Well, it's getting brighter out here, so there wasn't much of nothing around here. A little cloudy and all, but now it's getting a lot brighter, so I would assume, even though there wasn't much here in this area, it's pretty much done. There ain't nothing here. It's real bright now, so I didn't get much of nothing out here. But like the man said on TV, 2045 is going to be the next one. 2044, he said there's going to be another eclipse across Canada. Won't nobody in the United States see it, but we'll say 2045 is going to be the next big one. It's going to cross Florida and southeast, so that's the one to look forward to. shoot, I'll be old man by then. But that'll be then. But so that's about it for outside. There ain't much of nothing out here. I can already tell it ain't gonna happen here because you ain't gonna see much of nothing here because it's already done. The sun's already fully out now. That shadow's done thrown right back again the other way. The sun's back out. Well, there wasn't much here, but like I say, I've got to wait 20 more years if I want to see a good one. I'll be an old man by then though. But I'm gonna go back in and finish up watching a little bit of stuff on TV, and that's gonna be it. Okay.
It looks like, I mean, it's hard to tell, but it looks like there were some clouds, but
we got one more spot, New England, Vermont.
Right, and those are coming in. So there was a system that moved through overnight. That's why it was so gloomy in Cleveland when we woke up this morning. But yeah, the sun gave way by around 9, 10 o'clock, and it stayed that way. But there are clouds moving into New England associated with that weather system. So it's nice timing for this eclipse to be happening right now. Because if you gave it another hour or two, who knows? It might have been too cloudy. It might have been a similar situation to what we experienced in Niagara Falls. But you can definitely see that twilight view indicating that totality has been reached.
Everybody's going home now.
A minute or two, and then that brightness on the horizon will take over just like that, and then we'll be out of total darkness, out of the total eclipse, and into partiality. Again, partiality here, partial eclipse, going to last for about another 70 minutes. And then we'll go back to, let's say, normal viewing, our normal view of the sun as we exit this historic event. Again, lots of people traveling far and wide to see it.
A lot of people traveling down the road, spending all that money.
Caitlin and Brooke say, and
they're spending all that money.
There was like a chill in the air, that they could feel. I think, what is the temperature drop? 10 degrees or so when the sun goes away?
Right, and again, because this total eclipse is lasting longer than the one in 2017, in theory that would indicate that the temperature is able to drop more because you're covering up the sun for a longer amount of time. The only official report we heard was from Allie on the border. She said, at least in that couple minutes time frame, she felt the temperature drop 4 degrees as she checked the thermometer there. It's got to be at least a similar situation where it's a noticeable temperature drop by several degrees because you're in the umbra of the moon, you're in that moon shadow being covered up by this, or covering up the sun. And I pointed this out a couple hours ago, but I want to point out one more time. This is just a coincidence that we even have total solar eclipses on this planet. The sun is 400 times bigger than the moon, but by coincidence, we're also 400 times farther away from the sun than the moon. So our perspective here on Earth is that the moon and the Earth look pretty much the same size, and that's the reason why once the moon cuts right in front of the sun, that you're able to get that total eclipse. If it was bigger, it would completely block it. You wouldn't see the corona, that atmosphere of the sun, sparking against the dark backdrop. And if it was too small, then you would get an annular eclipse. That's where you see more of that sun's circumference around the moon, Brian.
Well, this has been exciting, Max. I hope it's been as exciting for everybody at home, all of our correspondents out in the field. What a couple of hours it has been to see the Great American Eclipse. We started all the way down. We had the coverage from Mexico. We went to Dallas, Texas, where they had 4 minutes of totality more than anyone else. Our Stephanie Haynes was there. Little Rock, Arkansas, all of our News Nation stations. We appreciate such an interesting perspective. We went to Illinois with Tom Skilling, where they had the solar flare. No one expected that. And then Niagara Falls. Imagine being at Niagara Falls and seeing the eclipse, and we just ended in Vermont. So it's been an incredible couple of hours. We appreciate you following this historic moment. I think it's about done. With all of us. It's not going to happen for 20 more years, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Our coverage continues in just a minute.
Okay, I think this is up in Maryland somewhere.
Incredibly bright.
You could read by the line of the corona.
I think I would have some trouble reading, but I probably could. I could technically read something. So, Aaron. Oh, and actually, we have the International Space Station flying over right now, so they are actually seeing not one but 2 views of the eclipse. They're able to see not just the moon passing in front of the sun, but they're also able to see the shadow of the moon passing over Earth, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, I can hardly imagine a view being better than the one we have right now, but if there is one, it's from the space station for sure. Wow. So yes, they're able to take some pictures of that. And
Yeah, that thing is
just incredible.
that
Just
darkness is
incredible.
going right over there.
One of the things they told people to do if you're far away is to hear how nature changed. And it was interesting here, we're of course surrounded by a lot of people, just to hear their reaction when we went into totality.
It's true, the humans in nature have not gotten quieter, but louder, I would say. But
Let me flip it over to
hear
something else there.
the loudness is a different kind of character to it. It's like
That darkness is traveling when they show that on that space station. It's just traveling when it shows from the sky from space.
That's wonderful. And I can see just one little red, I guess like coming down.
Let me flip back over here.
Emerge as you. Emerge triumphant. Ask your doctor about Triumphia.
Welcome to
I was expecting anyway to see yellow around, but it was nice. So, when you have an annual,
our real-time marketplace offers
All that traffic backed up. Look at that. All that traffic.
whatever pair you're after. Plus, you can trust that
Everybody's trying to go home now.
backed up by our buyer promise. Start sneaker shopping with the millions who already know. Shop now at StockX.com.
City on a very special Monday afternoon. I'm Colin McShane. We've been watching coverage of the Great American Eclipse here for the last few hours with the reaction from all our reporters and all the people that are gathered all across the country and across that path of totality as we watch the move through Mexico and into Texas, across the middle of the United States, and finally moments ago with Caitlin Becker and company there in Niagara Falls and on the border between New York and Canada. So it has been quite a day here. We're going to have to wait another 20 years before we see another day like this, but we've seen, and you could see the emotion of so many people, thinking back to when the eclipse was going through a city like Dallas earlier. We saw the emotion with people, but the most spectacular video of the day might have been the first one we saw coming out of Mexico. We were watching that NASA feed. Here it is, if you missed it earlier. It was just something like you've never seen before. That very
That's it.
When the moon was covering the sun.
Everybody's spending all that money, so they're going home now.
See it of this shot that started to move across.
So they all spending all that money. They're all leaving. They're all going home. I'm gonna go through these channels one more time, and that's gonna be it. Let's see what we got here. There ain't nothing on there. Let's see here.
Burlington, Vermont. So
look at all that traffic. All that stuff backed up. All them people going home now. They done spent all that money. They done run out of that money. It's over. So they all going home. They all broke. They going home. They spent all that money on this thing. Driving all that far. Now they going back home. See?
So it's one of those days we're spreading that it's a rare eclipse.
That's about it. That's coming back there.
And enjoy it.
Let's see what we got here.
We look at the
picture of the Capitol.
From Arkansas in a moment, and he's been part of the special coverage there. He is with Brian Ensign.
Well, that's it.
By all of you throughout the day. Now you have a minute, Max, to think about it.
In lunar eclipse, we have the Earth shadow.
Well, that's it right there. That's about all of it.
That we just saw two incredible views from space, you know, to see that second perspective view. And so I've got another question for you right now. It's going to be Eli on Reddit, who says he wants to know, there are quite a few solar eclipses in the world every few years, so why is this one scientifically interesting? Okay, so yeah, we do get solar eclipses and lunar eclipses maybe 2 to 3 times a year. However, the total eclipse that happens today, total eclipses are about every 1.5 years, and that is a rare opportunity for us to look at the corona, study the corona in a way that we can't do during the other types of solar eclipses that we have. So during the solar maximum. Exactly, during the solar maximum. So for this one in particular, you know, we were talking about the solar activity that we were seeing on the limbs during the totality. Yeah, there's just a bunch going on today for this eclipse. And so too, right now we've got another incredible view. Look at that. These are live views from space, which is just mind-blowing in general. And now we're also to see the moon shadow across the Earth. It is just
amazing. So, you know, Gina,
Okay, let me flip this back over on the NASA
across
channel, see if I can get a better
today
picture of this here.
witnessed this one moment. It's a good reminder
Let's
that
see here.
humanity has been
There we go.
experiencing
Give me stick
these
it back on that
eclipses for
UHD.
centuries. And
See
you
if they
know,
got it
there are
on there.
different meanings for these events in different cultures. Let's check in with Joy in Dallas to learn more about indigenous astronomy. Joy.
There we go.
Hi and welcome back to Dallas, Texas. I'm with Dr. David Begay. He's an indigenous astronomer and also a member of the Navajo Nation. David, thank you so much for joining us.
We got right here.
So when people think about science, they might be thinking of Western science. So David, how does that relate to indigenous science? And what did the total eclipse mean to the Navajo people?
So it goes way back. And I think the launch on the eclipse goes way back. Eclipse
That's a delay right there. That's the same thing. I'm gonna watch this right here.
Alignment with the moon and also the Earth alignment. The whole cosmic cycle goes through a regeneration process. It revitalizes the process, and so it's a gift that goes on for many years, over and over. It's a cycle. And as far as sciences goes,
let me flip it back over here. See if there's any.
Yeah, thank you. It's been an honor chatting with you. So, thank you to everyone here for joining us. Thank you for the Arboretum for hosting us for this very, very magical moment. This has been an experience of a lifetime and one that I definitely won't forget. So let's head back to Tahira and Gina in Carmel, Texas.
And get in on some very pivotal research. So hopefully in the coming days, we'll hear from them. What did we learn today? It's going to be very exciting.
Well, I got a kick out of that when you're talking about Tom in Illinois, because you could see someone with all that experience as a meteorologist on television, how emotional he was. He obviously appreciates it more than many of us would, someone like you would as well. But you could hear and feel his emotion, which was kind of cool to see. All right, Max, stand by with us for a while as we continue our coverage. Almost like the post-game show here of the Great American Eclipse. Caitlin Becker back with us from Niagara Falls. And I know you had your moment there, Caitlin. We were all watching you where you're thinking, come on, clouds, get out of the way here. And they did. Right time, right? Oh, boy, look at that shot now. It looks beautiful that you've come through it.
They did.
So that's it now, from now.
Connell, it was an absolute miracle. I'm telling you, we have not seen 5 minutes of sunshine all day. But when we got into that partial eclipse, the clouds cleared for just a moment or two.